All right, 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. If you've ever known a young person, boy or girl, that has had martial arts training, you see something a little bit different in them after they start to get that training. And one of those things, it's not about how to fight, but it's how to show respect. And it's always very impressive when you see this. And of course, you congratulate the parents, but there might also be a martial arts instructor who deserves a little bit of thanks also. I wonder in this day and age when we're hearing about all of the misbehaving men, and I'm sure there are plenty of misbehaving women that are out there as well, but I wonder if perhaps learning respect is maybe the one thing that we're lacking in. Maybe we just don't respect one another, and that's why we take advantage of one another in ways that are not only unethical but illegal. Jerry Bola is a martial arts instructor and the creator of Martial Art Extreme. Let me put the logo on the podcast here from that company. I went to their website, martialartextreme.com. Jerry is a martial arts instructor, and he's going to talk to us about what he does and childhood bullying and self-defense. And that's all part of the whole respect thing, isn't it?
It is, very
If you
much
respect
so.
one another, you're not going to bully somebody. It was a horrible story in the news just yesterday. Where were those girls? In Panama City?
Yes.
One little 12-year-old girl killed herself because she was being bullied by two other 12-year-olds.
Yeah, a boy and a girl.
A boy and a girl. It's just a horrible story. Jerry Bola. Good morning, Jerry.
Good morning, Larry, Robin.
Where are you? Where are you calling from?
I'm phoning from Victoria, BC in Canada.
Oh, my gosh. I think two people in a row from British Columbia.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for getting up early. I'm guessing you have snow like the last guest, huh? You got snow?
Not here. Not in Victoria.
No snow. Okay. And were you close enough to the water to have to worry about that tsunami?
They said it was going to hit here, but somehow it didn't come to Victoria. It was going to hit the waterfront there, but they evacuated along the point, but nothing happened.
Well, in the course of a lifetime, there's nothing we can do about hurricanes or tsunamis. That's just something we have to accept as part of life. But we don't have to accept bullying. We can do something about that, can't we?
I think so. I think if we educate kids at a young age, and you talk about the respect thing, I kind of missed out on that in the last couple, when I've taught. But that's where it starts, when you start respecting it and respect people, and then you also build confidence in that.
Yeah, and I was telling Robin and the audience before we went on with you, I don't know if you could hear what we said before we hit the button here, but that it does seem to be a common thing that we're lacking. And when you see children who do take martial arts, they seem to have that extra thing. There's something about the martial arts training that makes its way into their awareness of who they should be and how they should treat other people.
It's almost when I trained it was more of a military, like you stand at attention and all that. It's so you learn that, and as long as you install it's discipline.
I know
and some of the kids need it.
And I know when my children were growing up, they're 38 and 40 now, I told them when they were in school, don't ever start a fight, but if somebody is going to start fighting with you, just fight back. Stand your ground.
I totally agree on that, but the only reason I tell people not to, unless they've trained, whoever picks on you is usually the bully's going to be bigger than you. Mm-hmm. Usually telling your kid to fight back could be, the worst thing to tell them unless they've trained, because it's usually the bigger kid that picks on the shorter one. Like I always got picked on because I was shorter. Mm-hmm. So I was never going to even think of fighting back.
Wow, I had the exact opposite. I was always the bigger kid, but I was always like the gentle guy, and I got picked on all the time.
Gosh.
Yeah. But I don't know. It's I had bigger brothers too, so maybe that helped. so what do you do? What would you suggest that parents do?
Well, I mean, my suggestion is, we put a program where the kids you can train at home through the martial arts team. We got like 10 different workouts. We got 5 different programs. Programs meaning you can do it 2 days a week, 3, 4, or 5 days a week, depending on your schedule. And you can't really plateau on the workouts, because if you only do 2 days a week, you won't see the same workout for 6 weeks. Because we send you a training manual, and in the manual it tells you whatever program you want. You just plug in that DVD, or and you just work out.
And you're letting us know that the people that are the bullies, it's not just about physical prowess, but it's emotional as well. For some reason, they have to feel like they're the king.
Yeah, they're in control. We know bullying is an imbalance of power. The imbalance could be physical or it could be emotional, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
either way. So.
You mentioned that in your younger days you were the victim of bullies. Did you take martial arts as a way to combat that?
Well, yeah. What I did was, when I was in school, I did probably the worst thing you could think of. I just quit. I quit in grade. I think I finished my grade 10. I did grade 11 for a bit, and I had had enough. So I just figured, well.
So did you?
I didn't like it. I didn't. Yeah.
Did you ever use your martial arts physically against a bully?
Well, later in life I did. Once I learned how to train.
Oh, later in life.
When I worked in, yeah, because then I had the confidence, and now I don't have to. I haven't used it for years, but I know it's there. Like I know if someone pushes the envelope, I'm there to meet them. I don't let them I don't let them pick on me or push me, or if they're gonna have to earn it.
And money seems to talk. You brought up that there was such a widespread problem in one Wisconsin community that it was being proposed that there were going to be fines of $1,000 against the parents of bullies if they don't straighten their kids out.
I think that's just a threat. To really prove it is going to be that much harder, right?
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know. Till it happens, then I think it'll be okay. Once they implement the fines, then it'll work. But till then,
is there a difference between schoolyard bullying and cyberbullying?
I don't know. That's more of a social thing. I don't know a lot about the cyberbullying. I'm 56 now, so I never really grew up with the computers, so I don't understand how they're getting picked on. But I know it's like pictures and humiliating pictures of people and stuff like that. I mean, I guess we as parents have to control the social bullying more. We have to know what they're doing on the computer, I guess, and it's tough when both parents are always working in today's. Back then it was only one parent had to work. Now both parents are working.
Well, the reason I brought it up is because I was thinking in the schoolyard or out on the baseball field or something like that, if somebody's picking on you, bullying you in a physical way, then the martial arts probably are an important skill to have, simply so you can defend yourself in the event of an actual fight. But in the cyberbullying, I'm thinking that the things you are learning in martial arts will give you the sense to defend yourself in a virtual way without having to do anything physical. Maybe just it's a state of mind. This young girl, this 12-year-old girl who killed herself. I wish she had the skills to say to these bullies, F off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't even hear that one, so that must have just happened recently.
Yeah, it was earlier this week.
But it happens all the time. You just had that shooting at the school where, they killed a few more people, right? It's just,
yes.
And he was a young kid himself.
And what's really nice about what you're doing is you're telling the students that you have that they shouldn't start the fights, but they do have a way to defend themselves, and that they can feel they are good people, that there's nothing wrong with them, that it's the bullies that have the problem.
Like I said, I grew up with it, so I'm an avid believer. Yeah, don't start it, and we promote that in it, that you don't start the fight. If we believe fighting's a must, but only if you have to cross that. If you can back out and walk away, that's okay. But usually when you walk away, what happens? You get picked on more, not only by that bully, by other people, because now they know they can pick on you.
Exactly.
I would hope that the program that you offer is a supplement to what the parents are already doing, and that the children aren't like islands and they're all by themselves. Jerry, give us a website so we can learn more about Martial Art Extreme.
It's martialartextreme.com.
Okay, easy enough. And I did find it online, and I do have your logo on the podcast right now. Jerry, thank you for being on the air, and thank you for what you're doing to help the youth of our country.
Great. Thanks, Larry. Thanks, Robin.
We'll be right back.
Bye now.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Prime Minister Theresa May at the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland. He says stories about them getting along just aren't true and that he has tremendous respect for her.
I think the feeling is mutual from the standpoint of liking each other a lot.
The president also sat down with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu today.